Okay, so this is a little lecture to go over the syllabus for PE 381, Exercise Physiology, for fall 2021. I'm sorry that this is a little late in getting out. A lot of stuff going on this summer, and one of those things was I decided to take a quick trip to Utah with my family, and we just got back early this morning after a 22-hour, 1,500-mile drive, so that was super fun. So we're getting this out late Wednesday night. And the syllabus will be posted a little later. And this is going to kind of explain most of what's in the syllabus or the important parts of the syllabus. I will post the syllabus shortly after I post this video. It'll probably be slightly incomplete. So if when you download the syllabus, there's anything in yellow that lets you know it's kind of the in process one, I'm hoping to have a final syllabus uploaded on Monday, at no later than Monday. All right, so here we go. We're just going to jump into the grading part. Okay, so there's a bunch of things. We've got exams, lab, which will be talked about specifically in lab, so I'm not going to address that here. So exams, you've got external brains or pre-class assignments, quizzes, and participation. If you took PE 220 from me in the spring, this is very similar to that, but there are some minor tweaks. So yeah, but we're just going to start with the exam. So it's worth 50% of your grade. And just like I have for the last 2 or 3 years, these will not be taken during class time. These are going to be taken outside of class so I can get through the same amount of material, but in more time. So here are the exam times. They're only offered on Mondays and Tuesdays. You'll sign up for them. There'll be a doodle poll that goes out later. And really, if the only time I think where where you're worried about the slots filling up are really going to be just this Monday at 11 o'clock one. Tuesday at 11 isn't going to be an issue for you guys because you're going to be in class. So Monday at 11, and then we've got Tuesday 4 to 5, and then 5 to 6. Okay, there's going to be 170 seats available for that, and I've only got 120 students total between PE 220 and 381 that are taking this. But we just have to make sure we don't exceed the class capacity. All right, so when it comes to exams, there's an in-class portion and an out-of-class portion. The in-class portion will go about 48 minutes. You get to use your external brain for the last 12. Okay, you'll need lockdown browser, and you're responsible to make sure that you have a device, whether that be computer or tablet, that has lockdown working when you come to the exam. The GAs who are proctoring are not there and probably don't necessarily have the ability to troubleshoot with you. So make sure before you come to the exam that your lockdown browser is working. Okay. The out-of-class portion is going to be pretty close, if not the exact same as what you did in class. I want you to do this in groups. You can start and stop. It'll be the exact same questions for everybody, where that is not necessarily the case for the in-class portion. For the out-of-class portion, you have about 72 hours to complete. There will always be an extra credit question that has to do with some random fact about me. And at some point in this lecture, whether it's already happened or later, you'll already have the answer to exam 1 extra credit question. Okay, with the final exam, there's going to be basically you're going to take 2 exams that day. You've got exam 5 and the comprehensive final. Exam 5 will focus on the last 3 weeks of the material. Comprehensive final will focus on everything. Both of these will be run just like a typical exam, so about 48 minutes or so, with the last 12 being open book. Both of these will have a out-of-class portion. You have to do it for exam 5, but you don't have to do it for the comprehensive final. When it comes to the exams, there's 7 different ways, not 6, 7 different ways that I calculate your score. So if you add all of these columns up, they each add up to 100%. Notice here the comprehensive final can be worth up to 75%, which of your exam score, of your overall exam score. In other words, that can be worth nearly 40% of your overall grade. So if you do really well in the comprehensive final, it can really, really, really help your grade. So here's just an example of this. So in this case, if your grades were this person, here are your scores over here. Okay, so this person got an 85 on the comprehensive final, and just with everything that's going on, their overall exam score would be an 83.8. You do not need to tell me ever to drop the lowest exam, lowest external brain, lowest quiz score, that sort of thing. Blackboard's already doing that and does it throughout the semester. External brain assignments are due before class at 10 o'clock. There will be 2 of them every week. They're about 4 or 5 questions, and they're going to highlight topics to be covered in the following lecture. You need to upload your assignment and bring it to class. Okay, so bring a hard copy. Odds are you will make mistakes, be incomplete, or just downright wrong, and that's okay. We're all about making mistakes in this class, but just fixing them. So if you bring it to class, you can fix your notes. Like, that's really what you're doing. The external brains, you're creating an online textbook that's personalized to you, or not an online, but a personalized textbook. Okay. They're not graded on content. Basically, they're graded on, did you put in an honest effort? Did you attempt to answer the question? We want everything in your own words. You can work on these with other people in the class, that's fine, but they should be in your own words. If I'm creating a personalized textbook for me, I want it in my words, not in your words. If you use a diagram, like you pull one off the internet somewhere, and you use it, that's fine, unless it says create your own figure. But you need to explain what's going on in the picture in your own words. If you don't do that, you can lose 25% of your score. Keep these in a 3-ring binder so that when you come to the exam, during the open book portion of the exam, you can use your external brains, your notes, and anything else that's of your own creation. When it comes to citations, I would encourage you to use EndNote or something called Mendeley. EndNote is a software that's free to you as an ISU student. And if you're unsure of how to use it, I would suggest you go talk to a librarian for about 10 or 15 minutes. They'll give you a quick tutorial on how to use it. It's great. Okay. For grading purposes, you need to have a reference page at the end. If you cite after every question, great, but we want, just to make grading easier, a citation page at the very end. If you don't do this, then you lose your reference points, which is 25% of the grade, even if you've got them after every question. Purpose of this external brain is so you start the learning process before you come to class. It makes my life easier, and actually your life easier, if you come to class with a little bit of knowledge. Okay, you're setting up that foundation or the scaffolding. The stronger your scaffolding or foundation, the easier it is to learn, and the more fun class will be. Okay. Quizzes, you're going to have a pre-lecture quiz due before class, again at 10 a.m. All due dates are at 10 o'clock, whether it's a.m. or p.m. You can take these quizzes as many times as you like. There are 5 questions, multiple choice, true, false, matching, ordering, fill in the blank, that sort of thing. No short answer. And you have 10 minutes to answer 5 questions. Like I said, you can take these as many times as you want. Just please note that the questions change with each quiz. And all you need to do to get full credit is get 80% on any one attempt. If you get 80% on an attempt or higher, you get 100% for that quiz. We just have to manually go in and change it. If you get anything less than an 80%, then you get a 0 for that quiz. Okay. I dropped the lowest 2. Okay. With weekly quizzes, they're due on Friday at 10 p.m. They're very similar, except for it's the same questions. You can take them 10 times and you need to get an 85% to get credit. Purpose of these is to help you get an idea of what you understand and what you don't. Low stakes, you can take them a bunch of times. Okay, but especially on the weekly quizzes, if you're just going through and like, well, I tried A, that was wrong, so let me try B. That's not really helpful. It's just you trying to game the system. And sure, you might get credit on a quiz, but when it comes time for the exam, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Participation, clickers, short writing assignments, weekly writing assignments. There's surveys to figure out when to have exam reviews, that sort of thing, and in-class activities. In order to receive these full credit, you only need to do 80% of them. If you earn less than 80%, well, then your score will be lower. Okay, so for example, let's say there's 150 points available. To get your full participation grade, you only need to get 120. If you just earn 90 out of that, then your participation grade would be 75%, or 90 out of 120. Everybody needs a clicker this semester. We're not using phones at all. There will be no way to use a phone, so don't try. But if you're caught using multiple clickers, you're going to receive a 0 for your participation grade. Sorry, I kind of slurred there, which is a loss of 5% of your overall grade. There's going to be about 150 participation points. So there you go. Clicker questions start on day 1. If you don't have a clicker or don't have your license or whatever on the first day, it's not the end of the world, but you want to get it quickly. You cannot make up missed participation points, and I have this. That's why I only require you to get 80%. When it comes to clickers, you will need to have a physical clicker. You will also need a license. You can purchase a license either online or through the bookstore. They're about $25. But like I said, you need a physical clicker. You can buy one, which are about $50, or you can come borrow one from me. Okay. The only thing is, if you borrow one, you need to return it by the last Friday of class. So basically the Friday before finals. If you don't, that's 5% of your grade you lose. Okay. We have SIs this semester, but unfortunately, neither of these SIs can attend class. However, both Jensen, she was an SI for me for the last year in PE 381. Rachel just finished PE 381 in the spring, had one of the highest grades in the class. They're aware of the content. They also have access to all the materials you'll have access to. So while they won't be here, they will be very aware of what's going on. Here are their times. You need to attend at least 4 sessions. Okay. And these sessions need to be basically, you need to attend a SI session in 4 of these 5 blocks of time. Okay. Doesn't matter which ones, doesn't matter the order. But there you go. If you attend one SI session during each of these 5 blocks, you'll get extra credit. So there you go. Many of them will have predetermined activities, but but they'll also answer any questions you've got. Going to an SI session and sitting there and not participating does not give you credit. So if Jensen or Rachel tells me, hey, Bob showed up but didn't do anything, then Bob won't get credit for attending an SI session. So there you go. You're expected to come with a specific question. And so, yeah. The other thing about the SIs, don't get mad at them, frustrated with them, anything like that. Like, they're here to help you. They know what they're doing. And so if you've got any issues or questions or concerns, like, don't take it out on them. Come talk to me. If you become rude or belligerent or whatever you want to describe it with the SIs, they will let me know, and you will not be allowed to go to an SI session, and you will lose points for that. Along kind of somewhat related, if these 3 times don't work for you during a block and you want to attend, you've got 2 options. One, you can ask the SI if they will meet with you outside of class. That is up to them. Okay, they are under no obligation to do so. They'll do that out of the nice, kindness of their heart. So you can ask them, and then they'll let me know. The other thing is, you can set up a time to meet with me and come with specific questions. You cannot just show up to office hours and have that count as an SI session. You cannot go to an exam review session and have that count as an SI session. Okay, so just want to make that clear. There's writing assignments and there will be one every week. They usually show up Thursday after class, and you have until Friday at 10 to complete them. These writing assignments are designed to help me understand what the class understands, as well as help you improve your writing. This group, like your generation, I don't know, it makes me sound like an old man, but writing skills are not the best. And I blame texting and social media. Okay. And so work on writing in complete sentences, that sort of thing. They're not graded on correctness. They're graded on, did you attempt to answer the question? Do not copy and paste off of Google or any other website. It's really obvious, easy to find, and that results in that's a violation of the student conduct or student integrity. And so you get reported to the Office of Student Conduct, and you lose 5% of your overall grade. So kind of tying into that, don't cheat ever. You could ultimately, if you cheat, I could fail you for the entire class just based off of one instance. I usually don't do that, but it has happened. So don't do it. So what constitutes cheating? If you and your friend turn in the same external brain assignment, if you use the internet for the part of the in-class exam, which should be difficult since they're on lockdown, but people have tried to use their phones there. Having someone click in for you, clicking when you're not in class, having the exact same written answer to a written response question on an exam. So this has happened, like where it's like, hey, describe this process. And I had a couple students give me like word for word, same 4 sentences. Okay. Not great. Adding quizzes, EBs, exams, or any other assignments to websites like Course Hero. I check these pretty regularly. So if you do that, that counts as a student conduct violation. There will be a grade penalty, and you will be reported to the Office of Student Conduct. First offense, Usually it's just a 0 on an exam if it happens on an exam, or the assignment category. So quizzes, participation, EBs, so loss of anywhere from 5 to 10%, or you just get an F in the class. Either way, you're going to be reported to the Office of Student Conduct. Second offense, guaranteed or automatic F in the class, and a second report to the Office of Student Conduct. Okay, so please don't do that. A lot of you want to go into PT, AT, OT, nursing, that sort of thing, although there aren't many nurses in ex-phys. And I don't want my healthcare providers to have cheated their way through school. That really frightens me, and I know that a fair amount of them have. So don't do that. It's disrespectful to me, disrespectful to your fellow students. Along those lines, and we've had issues with that in this specific class, because some people can take the exam earlier than others. If you are caught sharing questions, or if you're caught getting questions from an exam, which has happened, you will fail the class. Okay, so I'll just let you know that right now. If you're sharing exam questions, that's an automatic F in the class. All right, so it's kind of a downer, so we're gonna end on a high note. I'm really excited to teach this class. This is my 3rd semester teaching ex-phys, and it's better than it was last semester, or at least I hope it was, and it'll be better than the first semester. I thought there was a slide in here. I probably hit it on accident. But basically the way class works is you're going to watch videos, do some readings, complete your EBs and your quizzes before you come to class. And then when you come to class, we're going to have activities where we basically reinforce those activities. It will be me, and then there will be a grad assistant named Jack that will be in class to help out, and we'll go from there. Don't expect me to just sit up there and lecture for 75 minutes. I could do it. I could talk about Oregon. I could talk where I got my PhD. I could talk about my kids, which I'll do a lot anyway, all 5 of them. Lots of things, but I don't want to. For the most part, I want you guys to be active and engaged. So there will be times where we play with Play-Doh. There will be times where we do Kahoots. There will be times where we do little skits, that sort of thing, to help reinforce the objectives, or the content that we're covering. Okay, so like I said, there will be kind of a placeholder syllabus that will be uploaded shortly, and then hopefully by Monday the final syllabus will be uploaded. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to ask. If you want to check out a clicker, I will be on campus Thursday, Friday, Monday, and then after that, once school starts. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, and I will see you on Tuesday.